Afternoon all, how are you all doing? Afternoon John, afternoon Diamond, afternoon Rob. Thumb up already, good man. That's what we like to see, Rob. Get them thumbs out. Right, so I've been struggling this morning. Afternoon favourite person, David? Can't have a favourite, it's like children, not allowed to have a favourite. Afternoon, Baggy. I've been struggling to get Jigsaw working this morning with the futures account, and I can't get it working. I can get connected to Tradeovate via the account. Let me just shut the window. Right. I can get it connected to Tradeovate, but I can't get my account up for some reason. I don't know why. So what I'm going to do, we'll still do a bit of futures scalping, I think, this afternoon. That's the wrong setup. Let's remove that in a minute. But what I'll probably do is just trade on Tradeovate. Oh, wake up. So we need NAS we're not on the 1 hour preset now. Go. Yeah, so that's what I'll do this afternoon. Afternoon, Andrew, Nasir, Max. Any trades today? Yep, loads. Afternoon, James. Afternoon, Yarp. Afternoon, Daniel. Fletch, Outro, Joaquim. Why scalping today? Because no FX movement. I scalp all the time, but not at the moment. Where should I put you? I'm going to put you up in the corner. Nobody puts baby in the corner. I'm going to put you in the corner today. So yeah, so I thought I'd do a bit of that. Oh, that volume's all right. I'm going to tick strike you to death with tick strike. It's not ticking. That's not too loud, is it? Hopefully. Let me know if that's too loud. How's life treating me? Oh, that's good, thanks, Outro. How are you? So we've got 5 minutes to the open. There's no news today. Oh, tick strike's a bit ticky today, isn't it? Setting. So yeah, so I'm going to trade on the Tradeovate platform. I haven't got any heat mapping, so I can't see any of the orders. Bit of a hindrance, but we'll do a little bit of scalping on here and see if we can make some money on here. I've just done a bit of trading this morning. This is a new evaluation account. It's up $167. Wow, tick strike. We have got a lot of selling coming in already. So yeah, I'm up a little bit on it already. Looking at other stuff, oil's going very, very well. So if you're on oil, we looked at this on Friday for the entry on oil, which was there. So if you're in that, we're back up into the propulsion gap test again. So yesterday's or previous day's high, which is Thursday's high, is our first stop. And then ADR is basically bang inside the zone that we're looking at for a target. So pretty decent 23 pip move to the upside at the moment on oil. So all going right directions. Good. Outro's good. That's good. Going spinning after the US? Yep. Got a spin class at 5:30. Afternoon, Virginia. How is ADR 10 in the top left-hand corner calculated? It's the average daily range of the last 10 days, basically. Very simple. If you want to know, there's a video on the website and on YouTube about ADR. Actually, go to the ADR reversal indicator page or ADR reversal dashboard page, and there's a video there about ADR that would explain everything you need to know about average daily range. He plays salty games. Bought the trend reversal indicator and rented the EA. Rented it, eh? Cheapskate. Been messing with it. put it on a few pairs. Seems to be running. Cool. How many screens am I running? 3. One there, and a huge one there. My setup. When did I posted my setup, didn't I? I don't know where it is. I posted it the other day. And actually, I posted it here. I don't know, somewhere in there anyway. That's a video, wasn't it? I know, it's a video. I know how to find it for you. Here's my setup. This is my setup. Ready? So that's a 48-inch Dell monitor, and those are 2 curved LGs on the sides. And that is that software running there is Jigsaw, which I was trying to get working this afternoon, but for some reason Jigsaw's broke, which is very annoying. And you are sitting on top of that massive monitor, all of you. Sorry, one sec. Okay, market opens in 40 seconds. We'll have a look at the FX pairs in a bit. ADRs, there's no ADRs today. And there's a few RSIs to look at, so we'll have a look at those in a minute. But let's see if we can do some scalping at the open, shall we? Afternoon, David. Afternoon, Astro. We've got an Ultra and an Astro now. Cool chair. It's my ball chair. If we are scalping this afternoon, will you look at US 30? It's there. This is the US 30 here, over here. That is the US 30. It's called YM, the Dow. DAX, don't trade the DAX in the afternoon, Rahul. That's a morning instrument. That's for the Frankfurt session. This is New York. Place order games broken, not cheap for your information. I am committed. I was joking about renting it. Rent it, it's fine. Just test it out. Definitely. Test it out, see how you get on. Don't rent it forever though, because I only put it up for a rental because people wanted to try it on a live account for a bit. So that's why I did that. Let's turn the ticks up a minute so I can hear the market. So we've got divergence on the Dow. Dow's pushing out the high. Nasdaq's trying to push out the low at the moment. So this is the futures market. Same CFDs, but as you will see, Nasdaq's doing the same thing. So I'm just going to wait for the first 5-minute candle to get in. So pre-market 15, if you took that today. Why is that not working? Don't know why that's not drawing, but it isn't. Lots of selling coming in. So we've got real divergence at the moment. Dow's attempting that high, Nasdaq's attempting that low. Just move the chat over a minute. US dollar dropping, so indices might go up. We'll see. It's only the first 5 minutes. Wait for the initial market to get volume in. More downside than upside on the NAS. Well, it depends if you're looking intraday. That's the Globex high. I don't use Tradeovate. I don't know why it's doing that. That's a Globex high. That's a Globex low. We're bang in the middle at the moment. Most of the volume's been traded at the highs though today, or above where we are. So we'll see. But I'm not interested in necessarily where we've got the room at the moment. It's more like where's the volume going. So not a lot at the minute. So I've got 167 to the upside, 234 to the downside at the moment, but we're bang in the middle of a range here. This could go any way today. Support resistance is basically high and low. If you look at the potential gap opportunities today, propulsion gap wise, we've got one propulsion gap to the downside at 125 ADR. Other than that, there's no upside. So there's much more, I think, downside today, as Rob's said. But we'll see where we go. So I'm going to go out the 5-minute low to see, first of all, what happens. The outro, the offset order, offset distance for pending orders setting. Is there any chance you could explain that quickly? So I'm just cancel that pending order off because we haven't closed the 5-minute candle yet. Getting a bit close. Okay, got 20 seconds to go. Yeah, so basically the offset, which is where's its offset? There. No, that's a fixed lot size. Where's the offset gone? Where did I put the offset? Down here, sorry. I've got so many EAs. I don't know where anything is. Yeah, so the offset 15. So what that is the distance. So that 15, if you measure, let's say this 5-minute candle low here, yeah, that is 15. Yeah, so it's how many pipettes or pips, whichever way you want to look at it, from the low and the high, it places the pending orders that distance away. So it's just basically when the opening range goes in, how far above and below do you want to place those pending orders? That's basically what the offset is. Okay, we're an inside bar. Dow's pushing out, trying to push out the highs. We're an inside bar. So there's your 15-minute opening range. Oh, hang on a minute. I've got an indicator for this. Stop filled. Short. There we go. There's our opening range, look. So I'm short on the DAX. NASDAQ even. That's awful, that indicator. I'm not using that. Just going to put a load of messy lines on the chart. Whoops. So short one. I might not get in with that many contracts. What are these ticking sounds? So this is tick strike. So tick strike basically is an audible order flow. So you can hear what's going on in the market. So when you get some ticks, no volume at the minute. But the down ticks, the lower sounds are sell orders. The upticks, the higher ticks, those are buy orders. So they're basically, it's an audible way of listening to the flow of orders. So if you can see on the candlesticks, obviously the candlesticks are going up and down, but all this is just normal trading. Yeah. What I'm interested in is large orders, and tick strike set up to tell me when there's big orders hitting the market. So if I hear a lot of big orders coming through, so it's just some news coming through on the Fed. Traders are betting on a hawkish Fed as May hike odds revert to 50%. So they're saying probably going to hike in May, which we kind of thought anyway. There you go. So negative ticks. So that's lots of sellers coming in. So I'm listening to see if there's a lot of big orders coming in and we don't make any progress. That tells me that there is somebody absorbing those orders, i.e. a big buyer, and the big buyer will push away from you, push price back up again, basically, which means you want to get out. Oh, new platform. This is just Tradeovate. Afternoon, Alan. I'm trading a little bit of futures this afternoon. Still there, look. Straight into that propulsion gap. Monday morning, traders placed hawkish bets on Federal Reserve policy and secured overnight financing rates and the Fed funds, blah, 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 blah. The odds of a rise are 50-50 for May, basically, they're saying. Pushing out the lows. Could you not make your ORB EA for Tradeovate? I don't think you. I don't know. I don't think. Do they do EAs on Tradeovate? I couldn't. I don't know. I don't know how to trade to code in Tradeovate. I don't know what it does. I've never looked into it. Futures market is manual. It's a discretionary scalping market. You don't really need EAs. I've only got level 1 data as well, so I can't even see the. This is useless. I can't even see the depth of market. Look at that shot off the top there. I hate Tradeovate. I'm new to Tradeovate. I haven't used it for ages. 81 people, 18 likes. Come on. Hit the button, people. I took today pound New Zealand H4 RSI reversal. Cool. We'll have a look at that in a minute. We're just going to wait for this open to unfold and then I'll go and have a look at the charts. So this is the 15-minute opening range going in now. Going to add on a break of the low if we get out the low. This is buyers coming in, so the upper ticks are tick, tick, tick. Those are those buyers. Stephen likes my new fresh trim look. I'm not Martin Freeman anymore. Like I said this morning, I'm more like a Jason Statham now. Not. So this is our 15-minute opening range. Oh God, you have to draw lines like that, do you? Okay. I don't use this platform. Whoa! Just want to grab the line. Okay, so that's your 15-minute opening range high. Going to see if we hold this high. We've got 2.5 minutes left on this candle. If we break back inside it, I will hold it. If we don't, I will get out. Takeover of Credit Suisse by UBS prevents a full-fledged banking crisis with significant consequences for Switzerland's public finances. More like Phil Collins. Yeah, he's bald. Balding. Look. Not balding. And also I've put on weight because I haven't done any exercise for 6 weeks because of my shoulder injury. So that doesn't help. I'm normally looking a little bit more gaunt. So just buyers coming. Right, this candle's about to close in a minute. So basically we're bang in the middle of the V of the volume profile at the moment for the Nasdaq from the Globex session. So we're still battling here. If we break out of that high there, I'll probably exit this position. I got him with a little bit too many contracts on that as well. So oh my God, drawing tools in this are just unbelievable. No, Rob, get off, stop doing it. I'm trying to pick the bloody line up. How do you extend a line? Okay. So I don't use this platform at all, so stop placing orders. How can I adjust that line? Anybody who uses Trade of 8? I can't even see the thing. Well, I'm just listening to hear if there's any sellers coming in up here. We've stalled out. We've got an inside bar on the Dow. So no direction yet. I'm just waiting to see if we actually get some sellers coming into the market up at these highs. If not, we're probably going to test those highs. In which case I'll just have to jump ship on this order. Wow, full hair. Try OMAD. The weight will disappear in days. I just exercise to get rid of weight and diet. Don't do drugs to get rid of weight. The only reason I put on weight is because the drugs make you hungry all the time, and I haven't done any exercise because I've had a knackered shoulder. So, afternoon, Neo. Afternoon, Jonathan. Buy 2, no 3. Oh, it's up there. Got to get used to the system. Oh. Closing that.
Order filled.
So, we go
filled.
long. A little bit late on the opening range break there. It's half the problem when you're trying to trade a new platform. You've got to learn the platform as well. Doesn't help much, does it? So see if we can get a break to the upside. Delta's huge. So way more buying than selling, but I can't hear a lot of buyers. So we'll see what happens. This is Trade of 8. This isn't what I normally trade on. I normally trade on Jigsaw, but for some reason Trade of 8 and Jigsaw connection's not working. I've had to contact Jigsaw support. Doesn't seem to be working there. I don't seem to be working this afternoon either. So we're putting a propulsion gap in here. This is probably point of control today. So See if we can pull back a little bit into that and then drive off from there. If not, I'll get out there and we're back in the middle of the range basically. I've got way too many contracts on here. Probably going to blow this account, but hey, resets are only $85. Who cares? Daniel, it's going to drop now, probably because I've gone long. Jonathan, I'll give you my login details. You can trade my account, full margin. No, it's okay. I can log in. Jigsaw Connection's working with Tradeovate, but there's no account showing. So it's logging into Tradeovate, fine. But there's no accounts to select, so I can't trade or get chart data up. I've only got level 1 data here, which is utterly useless, obviously. So what prop firm is it? It's Trade Day. So trying Trade Day, basically, which is these guys, who someone mentioned the other day. I don't know who these guys are, but basically the reason I'm trying them out is they have no daily stop limits and end of day trailing max drawdown. Let's go Bulls. So which is really good, because the thing that always gets me on futures is the trailing intraday drawdown, because I'm quite aggressive when I'm scalping. Quite often you get a spike and run up, and that runs up to a level I never take profit at, and then price comes back down again. So what it's doing is it's dragging up my max loss, and then it trades down and I'll get out with a profit, but my max loss has gone up to there because the high was there. So I get into a trade and it takes me out. So having no daily stop limits is brilliant. And it actually says in Tradeovate, look, and you can see your trailing max drawdown. That is the same regardless of how far you run the account up. That max is always the same. So it's really good. But we'll see. I've never used it before. So IC Markets now has 1 to 1,000 leverage. Danger. Is your indicator and EA work with TradingView? No, I don't trade for trading. I don't do anything with TradingView. Daniel, is testing an order block sell? You're trading a different strategy to me, Daniel. I'm trading an opening range breakout, which is nothing to do with order blocks. It's a momentum strategy. I'm going up to here. I kind of need another chart over here. Yeah. Okay, so I just need to be able to see the levels basically. Right, while that's mucking about, up at the highs. I'm going to leave that in place actually, because there's a propulsion gap there to protect the order. So, right. So we've got no ADRs today at all. Not been enough volume anywhere. So you can see the London sessions. That's NASDAQ. You can see the London sessions being pretty quiet for everything. Got out of a pound US dollar long this morning. So pretty good morning on H1. 1.8% banked today, which is pretty decent. But no ADRs, obviously nothing to hit the weeklies. There's nothing really getting close to ADR today that I've seen. I had a quick flick through before I came on, nothing interesting. So we have got some RSIs to look at those. So I'm going to go through all the RSIs and we'll see if there's any opportunities there. Sentiment-wise, nothing's obviously changed very much on that either. So the New Zealand pairs, basically, Market's massively short against New Zealand at the moment and against the Australian pairs. So if you look at the pound New Zealand, euro New Zealand, etc., etc., we've had nice run-ups on those today because obviously everybody's shorting it, so they're going the other way. So those have moved pretty nicely, but apart from that, there hasn't been a massive amount of movement so far today. We're up at that high on the pound New Zealand, look up there, and extended on RSI. So this is why tick strike's so useful. Yeah, it's instant alarm bells when you're long, obviously. Closing that up. Just going to wait for a minute and see where that goes. It's a lot of selling. So we're just testing the propulsion gap now, which you can't see here. You will see here. Yeah, so we're just testing this area. So what I don't like is obviously potentially that area is going to sell off, but what I do like is obviously a good buy out of there. So I'm just listening to hear if they buy out that zone. Aussie dollar CAD, nice extension on the hourly to the downside. So there's opportunities to go long down here. It has already pulled off. So that was an extension below 30, not massively extended. 5 minutes, you've just had the reversal of that this morning down here. Look, nice wicks at the end of the London session, and that's off straight away. Upside targets, there's not a great amount on this at the minute. So we've got this propulsion gap here, which is more of an A-shaped than an accumulation. So, but that's at 125 ADR. So long way to go for that. Might take a couple of days to get back up there. We've got this big one here, which we've already tested once. So I'm just going to buy that again.
Order filled.
Back in long. And I'll get out. It basically playing a propulsion gap test. So if that propulsion gap gets run over, I'll get out. Otherwise, I'm going long, and I'll add up there. Actually, I'm going to add, yeah, just above there, that volume cluster. There's two clusters there. I'm going to add just above that cluster because we'll probably run out the highs and then we'll pop out the top. So Aussie dollar CAD, nice potential low buy there. Lovely support, loads and loads and loads and loads of support down here. So pop, 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 pop. So that's a nice little long. It's only just extended though, and you've kind of missed it already. CAD yen, extended to the upside. I'm short on this already from wherever I'm short. So I can't really do analysis while I'm trying to trade futures at the same time. Okay, so that's that propulsion gap filled. So see if that holds. If not, I'm out anyway. It's choppy anyway, so I don't want to be in it if it's choppy like that. CAD yen extended to the upside, propulsion gap there, which is already tested, and then we've got this downside area. So this both that's been tested already, kind of filled. This has been tested pretty much today. So this area here, I'd expect to find some sellers starting to kick in, but we've got this massive goal about that one. Massive target to the upside on CAD yen. So 72, it's only just extended. So you can drop down to M5. Short entry is just about to trigger on that. Literally just about to trigger on this candle. The M5 and the M15 reversal alert is about to trigger here. Yeah, so potentially good looking short on CAD yen. Swiss yen, same story. Just about to get the reverse alert trigger. Hourly RSI extension. Nice support resistance area here. Look. Yeah. So this whole zone up here basically is where we've come out of previously. Pretty much the same pair, and we've got this huge propulsion area up here to aim for. So although I like it as a short, it's 75 extended nearly. Was it? It's not quite, is it? It will be possibly. So just looking for a little bit of a push back down out of there, but good possibility that the Swiss and the Euro are both going to rally up there. So it's a tricky one. If you are going to get into this one short, we've got no news catalysts at the moment to trigger. So either that's going to hold. If that doesn't hold, we're coming up to return to source on that, aren't we? So you've got a 200 ADR move. So it's a bit of a more tricky short, that one, but it's a pretty good opportunity. But I don't like it as much as the CAD, basically. CAD's much more in a downtrend at the moment. Oh, good. Going long again. So basically, look at my stop and look at the wick of that candle. So filled the propulsion, push back up again. Gonna have one more go long on that. Here we go. Here they come. Okay, so I'm going to add on a break of that cluster. If it gets out the top of that cluster, and then we should get a pop out the top. Hopefully just close the lot down up there. If it gets there, obviously, don't know which way it's going. So I need to, this is not used to trading this way. I need to put a stop on this. Put one, isn't it? Oh, the RSIs have all changed. Euro New Zealand on the hourly. So that's coming out. I'm already short on this. That's just coming out now. You've had the reverse alert. You've missed this one again. Oh, no, you haven't. No, literally just had it. Oh, I've just got in. Look. Literally, I've just got in on that one. So that was a nice big 80 extension on M5 there. Look. So on the hourly, we've just got extended. Beautiful triple top. This is the zone from the 4 hour that we were looking at previously. So we keep ejecting out of this area. They keep selling into it. So again, push back down. This is the propulsion gap target to the downside. We've got a few others on the 4 hour as well, but like it as a short, nicely extended. 2 targets to the downside to aim for. Yeah, nice and easy. So one entry there. I've shorted this twice already though. So in again. Keep getting in, keep getting out. Pound yen, I will have a look at the chat in a minute. I knew that was coming. I could see it on the chart. Can't get a trade started, basically. I'm just trying to get a trade going, and I literally can't get in. I'm just watching the wicks. Not those ones. I'm just watching how the buyers and sellers are acting in here. We just rejected that high and just heard a load of sellers coming in, but there wasn't much. If we crack the top of that, I think we're going to run and retest the highs. but got another 2 minutes left. We need a bit more action. These nodes, you see this isn't very good. You can see this a lot clearer in Jigsaw, but that is a node, yeah, a volume node. So you can see basically where a lot of orders were conducted, and that if we had Jigsaw, you'd be able to see the block of orders sitting there. And you'll see another one sitting down here as well. So at the moment, we're basically in a buy-sell cycle between those two at the minute. So if that cracks, basically they'll roll over into the next one. And the next one's tiny there, and there isn't anything. So if it rolls over that high, it should come up and retest the highs. And then obviously we'll figure out how many limit orders are there as to whether we pop it or whether we come back down off of it. But it looks like it's stuck. I can't hear any, there's nothing, I can't even see order flow. It's awful. When you use Jigsaw, you get really, when you're trading futures, you get really used to watching order flow, listening to order flow, and seeing profile data and seeing order book data flying past. When you get that all taken away from you, so I'm looking over here going, I can't see anything. There's nothing there. It's weird. Like in that video I just showed you. Not that one. Oh, go away. So that there, look, this is the order flow, and over here I've got all the orders. I can see all the orders flying past. Much clearer volume profile. I can see order blocks. I can see everything in there. You can't see anything in TradeAway. You just don't have any of that information. So you've got to kind of guesstimate where it is. I'm just going to take a small loss on this. I don't think we're going to get out. It's too much rejection at the minute. Either it's going to go or it's not, but we'll see. Pound yen. So this is very nicely extended on the hourly. We're getting up to the highs. So again, this is a downward, in a bit of a downward spiral at the moment. However, we've still got this up here. All these yen pairs have got massive targets to the upside, which worries me about all these yens, trying to long them or short them. They're a short with a huge upside target, which always makes it difficult to get into shorts on it, because you always got in the back of your mind, we're going 200 ADR to the upside at some point. So we've got this propulsion gap here. Market structure is very, very simple. Yeah. Looking for a continuation short. We've got these propulsion gaps here. We come out of that one nicely. We're pushing up. So this high here, if this is going to hold, we need that to start turning soon. RSI is extended, so very good looking profit take. Oh, you git. I'm going to stop out.
Stop film.
Can't get an order on today. I'm not getting short on that lot. So yeah, that looks good for a short. Still just worried about that upside, that 225 upside. So like it short, like a retest down in this level. That's market structure. Continuation would say to go short as well. So pound New Zealand. Did I skip Euro New Zealand? No, I've done that. Pound New Zealand. Again, nicely extended to the upside. I'm in 3 positions already on this one. We've just pushed out the highs again, so hopefully they're going to take that liquidity. As we looked at before, Pound New Zealand, 90% of the market is short. I am short, therefore it's going up. So until we get these shorts scaling out, i.e. these guys stop shorting it and decide to go long, we're not really going to get a push to the downside, unfortunately. So I'm just waiting on this to get some kind of push down. We've got a lovely propulsion gap which got tested once there as a target to the downside, and obviously we've got this whacking great target down here. So at some point this is going to come down, but I've got a feeling this might be one of those ones I have to sit in for a few days. So same as the pound CAD. It's just stuck sideways. The pound's stuck, and the New Zealand dollar, they're really long New Zealand dollar. So obviously everything's pushing against the Australasian pairs at the moment. So we're just stuck in it in a minute. But yeah, like it's a short. Yeah, RSI is extended again. So same thing as here. You see what I mean? Same thing as I got into here and there and there and again. So we're getting the pullbacks, but we're not quite far enough for me to get out. So if we get out and break even on the next one, I think I'll probably be done on that one. What a horrible, horrible wiki lick market today. Buying it again. It's one of those choppies today, isn't it? Nasty. Pound New Zealand, covered that one. So that's just popping out the highs at the moment. 4 hour. We've got at 200 ADR, we've got a nice resistance next coming up, and then we've got that whacking great zone up there, which is big. So this level here is the 2 big round number. So we're likely to get a pop off of that if we get up there. Yeah, Pound New Zealand looks good for a short, nicely extended. So just need to, if you're going to get into it and you're not in it already, don't get too excited. That's probably all you're going to get. Oh, this is terrible. I'm going to have to stop this today. What can you do? Look at the wicks. It's not going anywhere. There's no momentum. Look at the Dow. The Dow's inside the 15-minute opening range. Nothing's going anywhere. There's just no momentum at all today. No volume. It's all sitting in the profile, basically. We need a break. Okay, Pound New Zealand done. New Zealand dollar CAD. Here come the bulls, finally. So got a buy on this one at the moment. This one's very, very up and down, as you can see. 4 hour, 1 hour, nicely extended below the 20 zone. Beautiful entry. M5 reversal alert. Just had it, and it's retesting. Yeah, so potentially that back up into any of these propulsion gaps if you want a quick scalp, but I would be looking to hold it at least for a 50% retracement on that move there. And potentially looking for a long. So that looks good. And we've also got the US dollar yen, which is extended to the upside, coming into propulsion. Yeah, so we should find some sellers start to sit back in there. We have just had, though, obviously the news about potentially a rate change. The market is factoring in a rate change again for the US dollar. So where we were looking at the US dollar potentially hitting its terminal rate, can't get going. So I don't want to get too deep into it. Don't want to take too much of a loss on it if it's not going to go. Pan New Zealand ADR. We got an ADR. US dollar yen. So yeah, we just had that positive news on the US that we are going to increase our rates again. So terminal rate that we were expecting was potentially 5 to 5.25. So the market is now factoring in 50% chance. Good one, market, of a 5.25 in May. So again, that is bullish US dollar. So if you're going to short the US dollar, you've got to be a little careful. Just got out of that US dollar yen today. If you're going to short it, just bear in mind that this could be the peak formation low, and we could be putting in that sort of movement. So if you are going to get in short, I would probably be a little careful with it. If you look at it and what's been happening since the banking crisis all started. Obviously, the yen safe haven run has been going. At some point, though, that will falter. So there's a beautiful short there right now. However, we've still got this here, which I think we're probably going to return to. We've got a nice propulsion gap there. We've got one that's really tested there, and we've got this whacking great one to the upside, which we're sitting in now. So there is lots of upside potential for this, although it is triggering a potential short at the moment. Oh my God, this thing is just hideous. It's a good job I got a decent grand loss limit, isn't it? Go on.
Stock sales.
All right, I'm going to leave that. I'm either going to get that breakout long or I'm not interested in it. Otherwise, it's just choppy. So that's all your hourlies. 4 hourlies, we've got two. We've got the pound odd, H4 RSI extension to the upside. Only just extended, not very big. And obviously the pound is, at the moment, is that the pound busy across the board? Yeah, the pound's rallying across the board at the moment. So on a big run. I've just taken a bit of drawdown control there. Closed out at ADR. So there's a short opportunity on that one. I'm already short on pound New Zealand, pound odd and pound New Zealand. Both the same thing, just pushing up. So pound odd and pound New Zealand, and New Zealand dollar Swiss. So those are both good short opportunities. New Zealand dollar Swiss to the downside. It's not really that extended at the moment. This is obviously a short at present, but you can drop down and take a mean reversion trade on that, which you just had the 15-minute reversal alert on. There's no real levels though. So your backup level is there, and then you're coming all the way back down to these sorts of levels down here. So if you get in with a long opportunity here, back up into there. If we're going to continue on the downward path, you've got potential double bottom, and then you've got support there. So there's lots of levels coming up, but that's basically that's 250 to 300 ADR to the downside. So factoring taking 3, maybe 4 positions before that one comes back up if it collapses. Not having any luck today at all on futures. I miss my jigsaw. Right, so that's all of the RSIs done. ADR today. We just had pound New Zealand. So let's have a proper look at pound New Zealand. So yeah, so this is either a liquidity run on the highs, but as we know, the market is massively short pound New Zealand. So highly likely it is going to continue to take out the highs at the moment. As you can see, that's exactly what it's doing. Every time everybody shorts it, they go long. We're coming straight out of that propulsion gap again, look. I mean, basically, we're just literally playing within the 15-minute range at the moment, aren't we? So there's no point in really getting involved in that unless you are scalping on tick level, like grabbing 5 or 10 ticks at a time, which is just not me. So yeah, pound New Zealand, ADR, so that's hit to the upside. Yeah, so we've got the ADR hit. This is your high, which we are either stopping, doing a stop run on or not. Or as you can see, like, you know, literally the market is short, puts its stop there, pushes up, pushes down, market goes short, stop there, pushes up, pushes down, short, stop there, pushes up, pushes down, short, stop there, pushes down a little bit more, entices a few more shorts, more stops, boom, takes out the stops. ADR, short it. Where's your stops? There. Where's it likely to go? Up. But however, we are at a particularly interesting point there. So there is potential for the downsides here to come back down into there. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to push down into there, entice the shorts. Liquidity is going to go at the high, and then they're probably going to run that tomorrow. So it looks like a potential good short opportunity. M5 reversal alert is pretty much in the same place as the M15. You've got about 20 5 pips to the downside. It's 171 ADR. So if you're going to short it on the reversal alert, looking for roughly quarter to a half an ADR, which is 43 and 86. 86 would mean playing it all the way back down to there. So that's actually quite a long way. I would probably wait for that to get more extended, but it may well play out. Pound New Zealand, from a fundamental perspective, is an absolute range bound, but retail is all short at the moment, which means you want to be long in it. So not great. So there you go. There's all your RSIs and ADRs covered. Well, your ADR and your RSIs. Let's catch up on the chat. Oh, there's lots of it. Nathan, I took your pro course when it first came out, right before the rebrand, in a lot of depth. Have you completely replaced the old pro course with the position training bootcamp? Yeah, it's the same thing. Pretty much. Yeah, so basically, Nathan, when you took the pro course, I was trading everything completely manually. So then I developed the EA to execute all the strategies for me, which it now does. So the only thing different really between the old pro course and the new version of the bootcamp, which is on YouTube and on the website, is levels, I would say. So whereas I used to teach, when I was manually teaching position trading, was, you go long and then you would look at a level to enter a pending order for your second entry. What that's been replaced with is a push down of a distance, which is half an ADR to an ADR, and then a reverse alert for an entry. So what was happening, obviously, was sometimes we were getting like moves like that. So structure would shift and we would never get our pending triggered. And then we would go into a range. And what you'd be stuck in is something you couldn't get out of. So the reversal alerts EA gets us in on reversal alerts rather than pending orders, which means we've got more chance of exiting our positions. So it's just a fine-tuned version of what I used to do manually, basically, which is a bit more effective. So we just rejected the lows on the NASDAQ. Total indecision. Market's got no idea what it wants to do. I'm going to leave that pending in place and that pending in place. So if this is going to turn into a 3-bar reversal, I will take a break of that high, which is those wicks. If we do break those wicks, everybody that's been shorting now is going to puke and go long. That's going to drive it up into there, where you're going to find limit orders trigger and hopefully get a bounce out the highs. If not, I'm leaving it alone because we're within the 15-minute opening range and it's just not got any idea where it wants to go today, is it? Whereabouts in the UK? Sussex. Afternoon, Luke. Harry Krishna. Harry, I don't think you were here this morning. I had some Jehovah's Witnesses turn up this morning halfway through the stream, so I had to run downstairs and tell them I was busy. I was very nice to them. But then I came up and said, Harry, are you in here? And you weren't here. I believe NASDAQ will cross 13,070. I really, really hope so, Harry, because I shall be long on it with 6 contracts. So that high, basically. That's 13,029. There's not really any reason for it to... Oh, what's that? Is that a wick? Oh, it is. That's FOMC, isn't it? Wick. So there is another wick to the upside, which is 13,078. Can't take that out, maybe. So break that high as well, then push up into there. We've got to find some buyers yet. I'm just getting stopped out left, right, and centre. It's because I've got in with too big a contract size today. Because I'm not trading on a normal platform. It's annoying me. Strength is coming from Apple and JPM. Well, it's not, is it? Look, there's no strength here. This thing hasn't managed to break out of its 15-minute opening range, really. There's a 15-minute ORB. Is that the 15? Yeah, sorry, no, that's your 15-minute ORB. Look. There. We did that. So there's no strength today at the moment. Real mixed bag. So should be long in it from here. But what I might do, I'll tell you what I might do. I'm going to scale in with a couple of orders. I'm just going to scatter some orders, basically, to try and get gathered into a position down here. If that doesn't work, I will get out of those positions down here. There you go. We'll leave that there, because it doesn't know what it's doing, does it? Where does the sound tool get the data from? From the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. So it's basically you're listening to volume. So every order, if I had a volume, I can't show you anything because Jigsaw's not working, but oh, Nirav. Why Nirav? Look, his advert's not even working. What more can you say? Oh, Nirav, you're broken. Okay. That's trade evade. Oh, God. Basically, that's not what I searched for. You can see the time and sales flying past, basically. Their website is utterly useless. Can't show you. But yeah, but basically you can see this. You can see this data. Every order that's put into the Chicago Mercantile Exchange is logged. So you see blocks of orders coming in, and in Jigsaw you get a kind of feed. Which you can set a sensitivity on. So you can say, only show me orders which are 10 contracts, 20 contracts, 50 contracts, 100 contracts, or whatever. So what you do is you set it up, and this is what TickStrike is doing. TickStrike is set to only tell you when there's large orders being placed in the market. So if you hear a constant hammering like that wasn't really hammering, but if you hear a constant hammering, and the price isn't moving anywhere, it means that there's an iceberg order of buyers blocking its way. So you can see all of that flying past in Jigsaw as well. So it helps you to identify those areas to buy at, because those sellers will eventually give up, go the other way, puke their orders by stopping out, and basically what I've been doing all afternoon, and go the opposite direction. So you can see it all, but hopefully they will get whatever the problem is fixed, and I'll be able to show you. Shouldn't those ADR levels be dynamic since they relate to the recent highs and lows? Yep, they are, Acer. They change. Yeah, so that ADR is 171 pips from the low of the day, which is there. There you go. That ADR there is 267 pips away from low of the day. That ADR low is from there down to there, which is 267. So they are a dynamic. These move throughout the day as price pushes up and down. ORB took DAX trades this afternoon. This afternoon, trade's still running. Recommended stop trading time after the DAX opens. About an hour and a half. If you're trading the opening range breakout strategy, yeah? So It's not on the chart, but you're trading the opening range breakout. The opening range is the start, the open of the market. After the first sort of 15, 20 minutes is in, we're either going to do what we're doing today, which is going to rotation, go nowhere, or we're going to have a trend day where we're going to go off. So the opening range breakout EA, if you haven't got your move within an hour, hour and a half, it's not happening. And if you're taking it late in the day, it's just, you know, it's nothing to do with the opening range. It's just a normal trade. So it's up to you when you want to stop it trading. I set mine to an hour and a half after the open. So I'm in, and after an hour and a half, that's it. If it hasn't taken any trades, or if it's taken trades and then stopped out and it's just sitting there mucking about in a rotation, I'm out. Because exactly what's happening to me today, you just get chopped to pieces. It's not fun. But I'm massively over leveraged on this account in a minute. Coming back down, so I'm just going to try and get a second limit buy. So we're getting down into kind of a value area here. Yeah, so that's where the vast majority of all the volume is being transacted. So as we start to get out to these areas, I'm interested in buying it up. If we're going to stay in a rotation day, we're going to do that. Little bit out the highs, come back, little bit out the lows, come back. That's basically typically what rotation tends to be.
Order filled.
So second long. So see if we start getting some buying. If we don't get any buying, then I'll stop out again. Wait for 128.30 on the NAS. That's just Globex low, isn't it? It's not even Globex low, is it? Is that today? Yeah. 128.50 is the Globex low today. What do you think about ICT? I've never met him.
Stop filled.
Don't know. Short one. I'm just going to close that. I've had enough today. I'm not going to trade that anymore. It's just going nowhere. Just leaving it. I don't know ICT. Never met him. Late this morning. Oh, Nirav. I know. We saw Nirav at least. At least we had Nirav this morning. Basically, ICT stuff is very over complex market structure. So it's for me just too in depth. Not something I really could get on with. Just too much complication, really. Has anybody got anything they want to look at? Any other pairs that I haven't covered? We've covered most of the ADR, the RSIs and the ADR today. Nasdaq's just a nasty mess. Or anything they want to cover, discuss, anything about the EA. Oh, I've started a new sentiment EA, by the way. So gold. Okay. I'll show you the sentiment EA in a minute. Gold, basically, propulsion gap targets to the downside, meaning that we need what? US dollar strength. So if we get US dollar strength, that will carry on. Otherwise, we're pushing up into there. If we get up to ADR, I'd be looking to short it. I think basically we've had this massive run up, which has come off the back of the safe haven run. So once now that safe haven runs over, Citibank is sorted, Silicon Valley Bank is sorted. Yeah, be looking to come back down and retest all these areas down to the lows. So I'd be looking for shorts on it and some US dollar strength. So I'm just going to have another go. So just testing this value area low down here outside of the main volume. So if we get a load of buyers stepping in down here, this might be where we get our little run from. But if not, we're coming down to test this area down here. But it's just not really, we're not gone anywhere. If you look at the hourly candle, look. That's what we've done since the open. We're an inside bar, so I'm basically buying that low up. See if we come back up and retest that high. Because at the moment, if we're going to go into rotation today, we're just going to put in a doji, then that's the buy, isn't it? If it's not, we're going to come out the lows, come back down and retest there, and then obviously we'll either look. This is the sort of day I'm expecting. So you just want to buy the lows, sell the highs. Got no news catalyst today. John, this morning you said best to target market reversal EAs at ranging pairs, yet later said in prop, you said to set the EA to be in line with the bias scorecard, i.e. when a pair buy only go long. Yeah, so one or the other, basically. So, yeah, so what I kind of meant by that was set what I said, I'm pretty sure I said this, set the EA on these to be buys and sells. I did say this, I remember saying it. Yeah, and set it to be longs only and shorts only on those. Yeah. So set it to trade both directions for these pairs and set it to trade long only and short only. That's your best bet, I think. Which brings me on to the sentiment EA. So I've closed out all of the previous tests that I was doing on it, and I've reset it up this morning or this afternoon. So this is now testing the other set that I wanted to test. We've got two big propulsion gaps going in now. Look, we've got a big propulsion gap formed there. And we've got one at the moment. If this breaks this low, we've got two big targets to the upside to come back to. So if we get down to there, that's a beautiful buy back up into there, which it looks like we are. So I'm getting ready to jump in some longs if we can push down to the 128.50 levels. Sorry. So yeah, so what this is basically doing now is on the 15-minute chart, we are taking any trades that sweep the 4-hour highs or lows, yesterday's highs or lows, previous day's highs or lows, and last week's highs or lows, and taking additional trades if sentiment flips back in the opposite direction. Yeah, but we are exiting on any 4-hour candle close that is in profit. So what we're doing is saying is if the sentiment, for example, here is 75% long, we short it. Yeah, so you can see it's got a sell order in the market here. Every 4-hour candle close, if that is in profit, we get out. We just close the order. If it goes against us, i.e. it pushes up and then comes down again on yesterday's high, getting short again. But I've got a distance filter of half an ADR, which is somewhere up here. Yeah, minimum distance between the trades is half an ADR. So all this is doing now, the other set file that we had running was working very, very, very well. But when the sentiment changed, it didn't do anything. So it's a kind of a hybrid version. And this set file that I've got running on here now is the one that we were running previously, which was profitable. It was banking about 3 to 5% a week. But what this version of it does is it gets out faster on 4-hour candle closes. So I'm going to try that. It's taken a few trades this morning or this afternoon, as you can see. So Aussie dollar Swiss, it's just taken a trade. That is basically 93% of the market is long Aussie dollar Swiss at the moment. As you can see, it's been coming down. And you can see that the EA's already been taking trades on this. Look. So, you know, there, all profit, all those trades coming down there. So it's taken a short and then basically will scale in. So this trade here is 4 hour high. So there's your 4 hour high there. Can't really see it. Let's see. Yeah, so there's your 4 hour high. So 7% of the market is short at that point. So we want to be shorting it because the majority are long, which means all their liquidity is at the lows. So all we're doing is we're trying to scalp in, scalp out, scalp in, scalp out, scalp in. And so basically it's a scalping EA. It's scalping on sentiment intraday. So I'm going to test that out, see how that one goes. This version, obviously, you won't take any results from today. So I've said we started on the 27th at 4. So we'll take into account any results from the 28th onwards, basically, because it's all going to be skewed today. But we'll see how that goes. So that new experiment is now underway. So yeah, we'll see how it gets on. US dollar CAD. So US dollar CAD is just getting extended on the hourly. Nice push down into propulsion. So there's two big targets to the downside. This one here, and this accumulation break there, and then this one here, which we retested as well. So we're right now coming back down into this one. So one of two things is going to happen. If we're going to continue our downward movement, obviously we're going to push up out that propulsion and then come back down again. So that's your exit. Or if US dollar is going to strengthen up and we're going to continue this move, this is basically just a flag break, which will be a push to the upside. One of those two things. This has been tested. This hasn't. So this is a valid target to the downside to come back and sort out. So tricky one that. Is extended to the downside, but obviously if we're short-term trading, so coming down into there, bounce out of there is pretty simple. That's not, you can see how that's been triple tested there. So the buyers stepped in, added, pushed, came back, added, got run over. So we went sideways basically for a week and a half. So again, you've got a range-bound buy as well here, haven't you? Down at these lows. So potentially in this propulsion gap, it could pop like that as well. So I like US dollar CAD long. If you look at the buyer scorecard, it is the long at the moment, isn't it? Look. So COT is all positioned long. So we've got the futures market all on our side. Fundamentals are all good for the US against the CAD. We've got retail sentiment as well telling us to long it because they are slightly short. So good looking long opportunity.
Order filled.
Getting in with one. Might be a bit far. Give that a bit of room. We've got a big spike here, big node, which is what I'm buying out of. So see if we can get a push up into the highs. Nice rejection on the lows. Not him. Him. Not him. Him. One or the other. So see if we can get an add-on up there. So we've got this propulsion gap here, which is likely to come up and get tested. It's whether or not they add into that position there as to whether or not we manage to get a run on today on that one. So that's US dollar CAD. Probably not very helpful, but yeah, it's a nice hourly RSI extension buy. It hasn't quite got into the propulsion gap yet though, so I would say that's probably not cooked yet. Although there's nice wicks forming at the minute. 5-minute reversal alert you are going to get in a second, but I would probably wait for it to get back down a little bit further. ADR's not that far away, look. But down in there, that's the high break move. So that's where I'd sort of say, but not alerted yet either. Derp. Just closed EU long from this morning. That wasn't you, Derp. That was something else. I was just reading something else. EU long. I'm still in that. I think we're going to come back up into ADR. At least coming up into there, I reckon. I am planning to trade with M5 hedge set file and want to look for pairs in the bias scorecard, seeing in a range to avoid trending pairs. Yeah. Basically, this doesn't mean it's going to range. Yeah. What this is saying is basically there's very little chance of a strong push. Yeah. So it could do something like that. Look at the pound odd. That's in a range. That's being classed as a range. But look at the price action on it. Yeah, it's very much pushing to the upside. But on M5, you've got lots of intraday movement. Look. Yeah, there's an awful lot of intraday movement. And the H5 M5 hedging set file is in and out and in and out and in and out on this intraday movement. But you can see it's not squeezing. Yeah, there's no huge pushes like this going on. Yeah, so that's what you shouldn't get with anything on the bias scorecard that's range bound, because there's no fundamental reason, there's no massive advantage on COT in the futures market. There's no advantage from fundamentals that says this thing should be an absolute rocket. Other things, you have got that. So if you stick with those, you're probably going to be fairly safe, but don't expect not to get into drawdown on them either. Loads of selling coming in now. Got this market totally wrong today. I'm just going to reset this account, I think. It's either going to pop or I'll reset it. We are running into absorption at these lows. There's lots of buyers down here, but not a huge amount. Chris, GU about to hit 123. Nope, it's just rejecting. Maybe it was. It's decided not to. So this propulsion gap up here, that's not really much of an accumulation, is it? Sort of a rollover, but we've got that area there. Slammed through this one, retested that one, got run over. I would say we'd probably come up to there and then down. But you know, this US dollar strength, these indices that are dropping at the moment is basically indicative of US dollar strength, isn't it? So I would say if we get up into here or back up into these highs, that would be a very nice sell. We'd just about get extended on the hourly then. I like the look of that. For shorts, got it a little bit higher, I reckon. John, excellent video over the weekend. Downloaded your WRB indicator and it has two different colors for propulsion gaps. Why is this when you only have one color? I just like having one color. I don't distinguish longs and shorts. So the propulsion, the WRB indicator basically, why have I got two trade plotters? Weird. The WRB basically, you've got hidden gap color 1 and hidden gap color 2 is for longs and shorts. But I don't care if a propulsion gap, I mean, basically you can see, look, that I don't need this to be a different color. I can tell that's a bullish propulsion gap, and that one is as well. This one is bearish. So this is a bearish one. If they're above you, they're bearish. If they're below you, they're bullish. So if that one is green and that one is red, it's just kind of teaching you to suck eggs. If the gap's above you, it has to have come down hard. It can't have gone up hard, can it? Because to get back down here, it would have been filled. So I just don't see any point in having them in colours. It's a bit garish, makes your chart look a bit OTT. So, but again, personal preference. You can change them to any colour you like. Lovely rejection at the lows. On the Nasdaq, we're pushing back up into propulsion. I look for a test of that area at some point. Might come back down. We'll see. Wiki. It's just so wiki. It's one of those days, yeah, where you get chopped to death. Quick move. If you miss it, you blink. That's it. You're out. Chopped to death. And then you're either in it or you miss it. By the time you try and get into these types of moves, typically you miss them or you get one candle out of them. So, you know, typical sort of rotational nonsense. They're basically just building their banks today. I just got on GJ shorts, still considering bearish, a nice push up into resistance, a little more aggressive. 5% per half an ADR, David? What? Oh, 0.5%. Right. 5%? Don't use 5%. 0.5%, yes. It's tricky, this. So we've just done that single test on it. You know, if it does that, no problem. You're not going to go massively into drawdown, are you? And you'll be a little bit more extended, which is even nicer because you're just going to get that. Just waiting for that proper take on the propulsion move. It's good. I like that. I like all these yens short. I also like them long. I do, you know, they move in any direction they like at the moment, don't they? They're up and down. I like your chilled trading style. Cool. I'm very chilled because I'm on lots of drugs at the moment, Tamo. Prescription drugs, but drugs nevertheless. I've got a bad shoulder. I've got a trapped nerve. Fear and greed index is still in fear. We're dropping. We got up to 40 something, didn't we? 42. I think 45 is the trigger, was it? Or 48 is the trigger. So still potential yen strength, US strength. Can't see that, can you? Yeah, you can. So be careful with the yens because if you're longing any yen pairs, you shouldn't be. You should be shorting them. That was the long on Friday, which I got out of there. So we are still in fear, which means that coming down. US strength, which means that coming down as well. So I'm sitting on a long position, obviously. Mondays are often calm days. Yeah, it depends. I've had Mondays where we've done 200, 300 ADR. I don't believe in the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever stuff. Days are busy when days are busy. If there's a lot of orders to execute, there'll be a lot of orders executed. If a bank goes, look at Monday, yeah. You can't say Mondays are not busy days, yeah, when you have things like that happening on a Monday. Yeah, Monday, V-shaped recovery. Yeah, yes, Monday. But look, I mean, this is Monday, look. The market will go where it wants. Just, you know, there's this midweek reversal type of thing. You do see it happening sometimes. Look at this, like all the ICT, all the BTMM traders will be going Monday push, Tuesday, then we had a Wednesday midweek reversal, blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, the market does move up and down. Just because it happened to reverse on a Wednesday doesn't mean it's what happens every day. I can show you 10,000 examples of that not happening on a Wednesday. Hey, look, this is a Wednesday. Whoops. We had a Thursday reversal. You know, it's just days of the week. You have quieter periods like Friday afternoons and things, but again, Friday afternoon, if something goes wrong, it's going to be busy. Earnings quarters, fortnights, you know, it's going to be busy every day of the week. So I don't, I pay attention to what the market's doing, not what the day is or the moon cycle. I've had a couple of people actually, usually Chinese, because obviously they're a lot more into their cycles and things like that, which is, you know, no problem with it. But, you know, they've come to me with strategies. Can I develop this strategy when moon cycles are happening and things like that? It's like, do you really think the moon has something to do with this? Honestly, just get in and get out. Don't worry about what's driving it at the end of the day. John Wick's entered the building again, look. Mr. Wick. Totally wiki. So propulsion gap target. We're either going to get that and come and retest the highs, or we're going to get that, I reckon. But they're certainly buying this area up, aren't they? Can't really hear any buying though, so that's what I mean. There's so little volume today. Here they come. Here they come. Can you run the market reversal at EA with two different settings on one currency? Yeah, you can. Yeah. But what I would do, as you've just said there, if you're going to run two different strategies with market reversal alert CA, I would probably set up two different accounts. Like, you know, like I've got running here. Yeah. So this one is running H1 hedging. This one is running mean reversion on 4 hour. This one is running mean reversion on the 1 hour. This one is running ADR reversals. So have a different MT4 account running, basically with a different strategy. Just for simplicity's sake, really. But you can run the EA on multiple instruments on the same account. You just need different magic numbers in them. But I wouldn't. Ratib, we've already done gold many times. I would set it at the moment, but at the moment I would buy it back up into the area I'd set it from. Something like that, back down into there.
Thanks for the follow.
At some point. Thanks for the follow. There's a load of people I missed out this morning in this morning's stream that followed, and I completely missed them because I was waffling. Konstantinos, welcome aboard. El Donut, I missed this morning. Theo Trade, Minha, I Am Rio, and Clyde Earth. I forgot to shout their names out this morning. But thank you, Konstantinos. Welcome aboard. John Goldwick. Dirk, watched John Wick Part 1. You watched John Wick Part 1? Where have you been? No further parts for me, too realistic. I don't think there's that many people that can use guns in that way, mate. But yeah, if it's too realistic, you're laughing. It's not realistic at all. It's just brilliant. It's just mindless mayhem, violence. Lovely. Can I check pound New Zealand? So I'm short at the minute. I'm going to enter a second long into this propulsion. This is a really risky trade, buying into propulsion, but hey, I've got some money to make back. We'll see if we can get a trade on. So yeah, pound New Zealand is basically extended on the 4 hour now again. We're extended on the hourly again above 75. So I've been in this since the initial extension on the hourly. Didn't get an exit, as you can see. Yeah, so took a second on the extension, missed the exit. That was about break even. God. About break even. And then we just went into accumulation for 4 days and then drove up again. So took another position. Again, didn't get an exit. So all we're doing basically at the moment is price discovery, is balance, price discovery, balance, price discovery. We wouldn't really call it a balance, but we're just doing price discovery out those highs. At some point, that's going to fail and come back down to here. So I'm just waiting for them to start a sell cycle. That didn't even touch that propulsion gap. Why is that not drawn in on there? It's drawn in on my other chart. It's like one tick out, I think. We didn't actually touch it, though. So that's an outside bar. They're basically just clearing the decks. A lot of selling came in. Oh, that was a big one. Going to stop out on that long. Have I even got a stop in place? Yeah. Looks bearish down to this low. Not going to get any mean reversion on at all today. Tell, please.
Stop fill.
Oh my God. What am I? How much more loss have I got available? I'm going to have to go 10 contracts long in a minute. $500 I've still got to spare. Oops. Useless. John Pierpoint Morgan, the founder of JP Morgan, once said that millionaires don't need astrologers, but billionaires do. Cryptic. The banker believed that to be successful in the market, you need more than just good timing, but to add, astrology will not make anyone a billionaire, only his destiny will. I could believe that. When is the best to utilize the TDI? I wouldn't. Just use the RSI. The TDI is, well, when is it best to utilize the TDI? When you want to use the TDI strategy. The TDI indicator is a combination of multiple indicators in one. So it's a strategy in itself. So if you want to trade the TDI, go and do TDI trading. It's a strategy. Yeah. But personally, for me, if you look at the TDI, you'll find that it's basically an RSI median with 2 moving averages on it. And pretty much that's it. So it's an RSI. Why do you think I use the RSI? It's a TDI, basically, in disguise. I don't think I've got TDI in here. I haven't even got a TDI, look. No. Haven't got it anymore. Got rid. But basically, TDI is the median 21 or 14, depending on what you set, with 2 moving averages, which are those other lines that you don't use in the TDI because you don't know what they are and don't know what to do with them, which don't make any sense because it's just a moving average crossover, and moving average crossovers, when they happen, you go, oh, I've missed it. Pointless. So remove those and you'll be left with the RSI. There you go. That's the TDI. Traders Dynamic Index. Everything out there that you see will be the same as something else. The TDI is just an RSI with moving averages on top. RSI with Bollinger Bands, pretty much same sort of thing, isn't it? Right. So looking for a test of this low, basically, which they're already buying up, as you can see. Can't hear any buyers though, so not particularly good volume today. Shame I haven't got Jigsaw. Better to see it. I'll work on that. Can you check the Singapore dollar, South Korean won? No, I can't. Is that even a thing? There's exotics and then there's exotics. I don't even have a Singapore dollar though. Non-tradable. It's not even in there, look. Is that TD flexible volume profile indicator? Is that TD flexible volume profile indicator in my indicator list off of Trader Dale? Oh, in here. It probably is, yeah. Although it doesn't work. Oh, do you have to? Oh, yeah, you got to put user IDs and stuff in. Yeah, it was. I was interested in it because I wanted to see the difference between volume profile that gathers from my broker and volume profile that you get from the futures market. And as I suspected, it's absolutely miles out and totally useless because this is not a centralized exchange. So what you're seeing in volume profile from your broker has got absolutely nothing to do with proper volume profile from the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Yeah, this is what the entire world is looking at. What you're looking at on your broker has got very little to do with how people will react to volume profile. The reason this works is because everybody's looking at it. So everybody's buying the same areas and everybody's selling the same areas and they're watching the same VWAP, the same VPOC. So when you've got different volume profiles on your chart I've got two charts up from different brokers, put that indicator on them, you get completely different volume profiles. What's the point of that? It's just useless. How long have we been trading? 15 years. Too long. Afternoon, MACD. Good name. Do you trade the MACD? Okay, so we're just testing out these lows now. Looks to me. So you see the volume profile, look. This is the absolute low of the day. So if we are to stay with a P-shaped volume profile today, excluding that one. It's a P-shape with a belly button. A P-shaped volume profile today, we should buy up this low and run up back into VWAP, which will give you a candlestick that is an absolute mess, basically, but yeah, a rotation. All I'm doing is basically looking to see if we can get a rotation day on so I can get this account back up to where it was before. Otherwise, I'll just blow it and reset it because it is an evaluation and I was just mucking about with it because it's what I wanted to trade Jigsaw with, but it's not working. So I might actually chuck it if it doesn't work. You don't get level 2 data with this company, which is utterly useless. So you've got to buy level 2 data as well, which is annoying. Anyway. Bitcoin dumped hard. Is that a new futures contract, Bitcoin? Ooh. Bitcoin has dumped hard, look. So we're looking at this on the daily. And all this rejection, we looked at this last week. So it's coming back down into this propulsion gap, and then it's coming back down into this propulsion gap, and then it's coming back down into this propulsion gap, and then it's going to zero. And buy it. Running the EA with the M5 hedge file, 2K accounts. How many pairs max? And which settings? ADR. I don't know. I've put the H5, the M5 set file up. I don't trade it. I don't hedge.
Thanks for the follow.
I would test it. Thanks for the follow, Dat. Welcome aboard. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the set file I published works very well. So I would just use that one if I was you, if you're going to use it. And just try and keep it on nice rangy pairs so that you've got a good chance of high chance of movement up and down. Another thing that might be good to look at as well, when you're looking at pairs to use it on, obviously this is going to change, but anything that hasn't got futures sentiment, long or short, if you take those out of the equation as well, because that means we've got a very good chance of a range, because the futures market has no positioning and no reason to move any instrument in those directions. So that's another reason to potentially look at those, but exclude the ones that have got COT. So if you filter on here, COT to be 0 and range, those are your best bets at the moment for the hedging set file. Those are most likely to go into range and stay in range. Setting out the lows. We've collapsed. Blown account. Bitcoin to 0. You heard it here first. If you buy Bitcoin, that is. Bitcoin. Bitcoin's coming down hard as well. Obviously, as Bitcoin comes down, the indices come down, because Bitcoin is basically just mimicking what the indices do at the moment. Look. Very similar. Not the Dow. The Dow's a little bit out of sync, but that's a hell of a sell-off. So we've got two big propulsion gap targets to the upside now on the NASDAQ. That one there and that one there, which didn't get drawn in because that candle isn't bigger than that candle. So same sort of move. Looking for pushback up into that. Question is, can the account survive it? How far are we going to push before we pull? So opening range breakout today was just basically a flop, wasn't it? That's your opening range break to the downside at the minute. Messy. What was the website you were just looking at? My website, marketstructuretrader.com. So you talk about the fundamentals. If you go to the fundamentals section, there's loads of fundamental data for everything basically to do with fundamentals. I'm going to do a video on this because I haven't done one. I just haven't had the time. So I'm going to record a video on just to explain what it all is, why it's all there, what it does, how to use it, all that sort of stuff. But I just haven't done one, basically. Right, so let's see if we can get a run. We've got a few buyers coming in now, so let's see if we can get a run back up into that propulsion there, and more likely back up into there. So we've got that big node there, which we pushed through. So there we are likely to meet some resistance. And if we can get over that level, we're going to meet some resistance in there as well. But we need some buyers. Haven't had anything really buyers wise have we all day. Tut, as they call it. I used to go to college with a guy, and whenever he said anything and was rubbish, he used to call it tut. It's always stuck with me for some reason. I don't know why. Could it be that your RSI values are shifted compared to them on TradingView? RSI is RSI. Afternoon movie studio. I don't use TradingView, but the RSI is the RSI. It's the relative strength index of the last 14 bars. So your RSI on on TradingView is dependent on your broker, isn't it? So if you look at 3 different brokers on TradingView with an RSI, you're going to get 3 different results because it's broker data, isn't it? So the relative strength, if every indicator you look at on any platform, whether it's be TradingView on here or Tradeovate or Think or Swim or whatever you want to use, you're going to get different results based on the data that is fed into it. So every indicator is lagging price. So it's showing you historical information. Every indicator is calculated using historical data. So if your broker's got different data to my broker, your RSI level is going to be different to my RSI level. That propulsion gap here on the NASDAQ that isn't drawn in. Oh my God, the chart is massive. Hang on. Ugh, still massive. Oh, stop it with your auto. I hate this new Windows where it automatically sticks stuff places, yeah? Look, 2 different brokers. This is my Forex funds. This is Robo Forex. They haven't got that propulsion gap. They have, because their candle there is bigger than that one. Their candle there is not bigger than that one. So therefore that propulsion gap didn't get drawn. Same with the RSI. You're going to get totally different readings on your RSI with different brokers. And different charting platforms will also calculate the RSI slightly different possibly as well. Some will use current candles, some will use last candle, some will only read on candle close, others will read live data, all different. Dirt, GA ADR signal. I haven't got one. Again, ADR, yeah? Your broker will give you a different ADR to me, based on your broker's data. So if your broker, look, my broker opened there. If your broker opened there and wicked down, i.e. spread down there, you will hit ADR and I won't. Yeah, nothing is exact. There's nothing on these charts you can ever use is exact. And this is what kind of the whole premise of the bootcamp, isn't it? I keep going on about how you can't time the market. The reason you can't time the market is because there is nothing exact that can help you to time the market. No theory, like with order blocks and anything, you know, or pivot points or whatever's, is ever going to be exact. So that's not an ADR for me, so I'm not looking at it yet. But when it does trigger, I will look at it and go, like the look of it or don't like the look of it. So I've just got another one of these only for UK passport holders. Oh, he's made 86,000. He's got a screenshot, a JPEG screenshot he's created on his mobile phone with a load of money on it. She's got one too. This actress that's been paid £20 to say, I've got 60. And look, she can use a cash point. This lady's got a Photoshop screen on her laptop showing her having lots and lots of money. Oh, God. YouTube has been taken over by scam advert. Literally, there's nothing on YouTube but scam adverts now, is it? It's nuts. Thanks for the follow, Avatar. Welcome aboard. Sorry, I'm useless today. Market's just in a bit of a mess, so I'm just talking rubbish. Hope you don't mind. Is there any specific reason you use ADR 10? Yeah, go and watch the video about ADR on the website. So if you go to the ADR indicator, there's or on YouTube. This is on YouTube. Everything on here is on YouTube. Go to the how to profit from average daily range, and you'll see how I did all the calculations. Okay. Advert 4. Why am I not loading? YouTube's broke. Oh, 7.9 thousand subscribers now. That's good. For some reason, YouTube's broke. Don't know why it's not loading. But you can see basically this point, I'm going through a spreadsheet, which explains how I did the calculations, why I did the calculations, what I tested. So I tested basically lots of different average daily ranges. Don't know why that's not loading. A bit weird. And I just settled on the 10. There's not a lot of difference in it. If you want to use ADR 12, ADR 15, the only time, basically with ADR, we're looking at the average daily range, yeah? So what I want to concentrate on is at the moment, roughly, what are we doing? What have we been doing for the last couple of weeks? Yeah. If you use ADR 50 or 60, for example, you're saying, what have we been doing for the last couple of months? What relevance do you think the last couple of months worth of movement has over now? Yeah. So think about a yen safe haven run, which makes the yen massively strong. And then we pull all that money out. We get huge volatility. Yeah. Do we really need that in our calculation? No. You don't want to be too close, because what you're doing is you're getting too little data. So 2 weeks is kind of what I found was the sweet spot between really unreliable results and not enough information. But you can use any ADR you like. But the last couple of weeks is a decent sort of measurement. But again, it's all lagging, yeah? What's been happening for the last 2 weeks has got nothing to do with an earthquake in New Zealand that makes the New Zealand dollar spike 400 ADR today. You know, ADR is just a measurement of an average over a period of time. The same as a moving average is a measurement of direction over a period of time. They all lag. Look at NASDAQ 100 is melting. It is. At the moment. One day you will have 100,000 subscribers. I doubt it. I think you need to do a lot of marketing to get that sort of subscribers, don't you? I don't do any marketing, so unlikely. But if you all go out and tell everybody you know in every Telegram group you know that there's this guy on YouTube that does about 6 hours of free live streaming a day in education, and he's got a free trading bootcamp, and he makes about 15% a month every month, maybe we'll get some more people in. But whether I get to 100,000, I think you'll find that's a long way away. Isn't it? Would be nice. I followed you since you had 3,500. But now I see you on camera. Yeah, this is the problem. Partly this is why I did it. I thought if I go on camera, hopefully most of my subscribers will disappear because they don't want to see my ugly mug every day. That's my theory. It's not happening though. The viewer numbers seem to have gone up. For someone is unable to use your EAs at this time, which of your indicators or combination of indicators do you believe is the most helpful? Why are you unable to use the EA? I don't understand. Well, I can't answer that question. Which is the most helpful? Is all of them. All I can really say is if you go and watch the bootcamp and watch day 3, that's the day I go through every indicator. So they're all there for a reason. So there isn't really one that is better than the other. The RSI gives me the condition of the market. The wide range bar indicator gives me potential targets. The market reversal alert indicator shows me when there's a market structure shift. ADR shows me when the market is moving outside of its usual ranges. I use them all. There isn't two that I can say if there was something I couldn't live without, it would be this one. Because this is my main reason for getting in and out of the market. There's other ways to get in. The market reversal alerts indicator shows you market structure shifts, but you can take a bullish engulfing. That's not necessarily a structure shift, but you could use anything as a signal. That's a signal indicator. This is a market condition indicator. This is a market condition indicator. This is a target. Yeah, to get into a trade, you need to have the market in a condition, waiting for a signal, and it has to have a target to aim for. So that, and that. Can't really build a signal without the 3 bare minimums you need to enter any strategy is a condition, a signal, and a target. Without those 3, you're useless. Well, you can't trade, can you? You can't get in on a signal only, because if you took every signal a strategy gives you, it's going to give you too many false signals. So you need a market condition to tell you that this is the time to take that signal. That's either a level or a condition in the market you're expecting to mean revert. So I can't really deal with not have any of them. That's why I have them all. But if you bought the EA, or you got the EA, then that does everything for you. You don't need to buy any indicators. Or use, I mean, if you want to, yeah, if it's a money thing and you can't afford $49, how are you going to trade? But just use the RSI. Yeah, when the RSI gets over 75, right, just hit the sell button. Literally, when the RSI gets over 75, hit the sell button. When it gets over 75, hit the sell button. And you get out when it's green, when your P&L's green. So you just literally hit the sell button, wait for this to go green, and then bank it. As the very basis, if I had no indicators but the RSI, if every indicator on MT4 and MT5 blew up today and I had nothing but the relative strength index, I could live. That's why RSI is king. Exactly what I say in this. Nothing's working. For some reason, my YouTube, my YouTube stream also is not working. I'm streaming, but down. I've got no down. Anyway, go watch the bootcamp. Nothing's working. Hopefully it answers the question anyway. If you want more followers, start doing Bitcoin predictions to 500k. Then I'd have to start buying Bitcoin. And I don't want to do that. It's too dangerous. Tarmo, I can't read that out on the stream. You are handsome, no homo. I think I got hacked. I think I did. I'm going to cry in a minute. Adept, it's RSI, ADR, etc. All part of your EA. Yeah, everything. The EA does everything. Yeah, the market reversal alerts EA is everything I show in the bootcamp. Every strategy, everything I do in the bootcamp, apart from aggressive drawdown control, because you can't program an EA to do that. But normal drawdown control, RSI extensions, ADR extensions, market reversal alerts, position spacing, everything I teach in the bootcamp, the position trading bootcamp, the market reversal alerts EA executes everything in there. So you don't need to do anything. That's the whole reason I built it, because it just automates me. Oh, this is just a nightmare today. Look at it. 20 minutes, 25 minutes sideways. It's building up a nice market profile, look. It's a decent amount of volume coming in, look. But if we slip over the top of that market profile, we're going into that little hole. But if we don't slip over the top of that market profile, we're coming out the bottom. One or the other. Don't like it today. The stream is working well. Yeah, and then the stream is working well, but I mean, look, my down, look. Nothing wrong. 360 meg up. 370. Have I got any advance on 370? 380, 380, 380, 381, 381, 381, 381, 382, 382. So nothing wrong with the up. Nothing wrong with the down either, really, is there? 11, 18, 20. So why is YouTube not working? Look. Keep getting spinning wheels for some reason. I don't know why. Anyway. Doesn't matter. I see you. Actually, no joke, but mixing out the thumbnails for the vids gets some more attention. Yeah, I've just started using this. Well, you can see actually this software. Well, it's a plugin called TubeBuddy. And what it basically does is it just makes sure the SEO and everything on the videos is all done right. And it gives you like keywords for tags and all that sort of stuff. But it's got a really good A/B tester system. So you can A/B test different titles and A/B test different thumbnails to see what increases your click-through rate and that sort of thing. So I am actually A/B testing new titles on all my videos starting today for 14 days, just to see what difference it makes in the click-through rates. But that doesn't necessarily get you more subscribers, I don't think, does it? So I'm not. But like I said, I'm not that worried about it. I'm not looking to make a living out of YouTube. The more people I have in here, the longer I spend in here, the less work I do. So, you know, if I was suddenly streaming to like 2,000 people or something, I don't think I'd ever leave. I'd probably just die here, never turning my computer or stream off again, and there'd be an endless stream of people just making me waste away. I wouldn't eat, wouldn't drink. When this runs out, that'll be it. Bed. That's why I've got such a big container, because I stream such a long time. Totally stuck, look. So we've got two lovely targets. Not sure if we're going to get there today, but if not, they'll be there tomorrow. Pound CAD come back down. So this is my talking about aggressive drawdown control. That aggressive drawdown control position that I took on Friday, we're back down below that now. So as you can see, the average is pretty close and achievable now. There's our propulsion gap target. We've got a second backup one down here, which is really intact. That is a test, but I don't really see that as a test. It was end of day. We stepped into that. So this is the proper propulsion gap target, 150 ADR. So good use of aggressive drawdown control there to bring that target, which was below there, up above it. So now I've got an exit in profit for the entire position. If you want to know about that, go and look at that. I took that in London, that aggressive position. So that would be Friday's replay. That aggressive drawdown control position I took. I'll have a date with the bootcamp tonight then. You might need a bit longer than tonight. It's over 10 hours, I think. Something like 10 or 12 hours. What's that? 1 hour 46, 1 hour, 2 hours 27, 2 hours 49. That's a big one. And 2 hours. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 or 11. Look, nothing's working. It's almost like YouTube have said, no. You're not having any data today. It's just not working, is it? Very weird. I don't know why. I've never seen that before. Charlie from Easy Trader did a trading challenge to get bigger audience. He did 50k to 500k. I don't, yeah. But that's compounding. That's gambling, though. I don't really condone doing that. We talked about this morning. Compounding an account from 50 to 500k, you are using excessive risk. That's not really something I condone doing, unless you really have no way of getting money to trade with. In which case, then you should really go the prop route rather than compounding, in my opinion. But hello from India, Sahil. Do you remember? I don't remember, but I have so many people in here and a lot of people called Sahil. I lose track. You got shadow banned from YouTube sharing too much knowledge? Yeah. I don't condone gambling, but I'll give it a go. Jonathan, you were going to say then? I could do one of those challenges. And I did it this morning, didn't we? Look, we did it. I've got this EA down here that's set up, ready to go. Look, let's go. Oh no, it's a different account. It wasn't this account. It was my other account. Yeah, no, this isn't set up. But yeah, we did it this morning. We basically used 5% risk per trade, and we took an account from 100k to 400k in a year. 460k. No, sorry, 386, wasn't it? Yes, we took an account from 100k to 400k in a year with the market reverse alert CA. Literally, all it was doing was risking 5% on RSI extensions. Go and watch this morning's replay. I did a whole session on compounding and how to do it, but it's not something you can maintain, and it's lucky. There's a lot of luck involved in it. It works, it does work, but it won't work long term, and that's basically why I position trade, because you can't really do that. I support and play Profit FC. Yeah, I play for Profit FC. I don't play for Gamble FC. US 30, please. There it is. Oh, Dow. You're looking quite tasty at the moment. Tastier than the NASDAQ anyway. So the Dow's given us a reversal of that and pushed up. NASDAQ, all we've got is that. So one of two things here. You've either got a long opportunity from here on the NASDAQ, or you've got a short opportunity on the Dow. At least it cuts your odds, doesn't it? Doesn't help you, but it cuts your odds down. S&P 500, long I am. Talk like Yoda you do. What football team? I don't support football. I don't follow football at all. I'm one of those men that doesn't do football, so I go down the pub and have nothing to talk about. I was going to say I'll have a little flutter on the NASDAQ 5 minute. I'm fluttering on it. I've been fluttering on it for half an hour now. Not going anywhere. Stuck. Building a nice profile though. So when you're building a profile like this, yeah, look at that one for example. You know that when we roll out the lows of it, we're going to pop. When we roll out the highs, we're going to pop. Yeah. So I'm positioned at the moment with a long here. And if we roll out the highs, I'm going to add. And then if we can roll over that one, I'm going to add. And I'm assuming that we're going to go into a rotation day today. That's my play. It will work or it won't. If it doesn't, it's going to pop out the lows. And we'll continue short. It's such a choppy mess today. It's nasty, nasty, choppy. Waste of time today. Unless you hit the short button and then went off and did something else and came back, then good job. But I like a long based on the Dow. Dow went straight into propulsion though. You know, there's always an argument for the opposite direction. Every time you see a market reversal alert, straight into resistance, it's either going to go like that, or the resistance is going to hold and you're going to crack it. No, it looks like we're cracking the lows. I was going to say I'll have a little flutter on the Nasdaq 5-minute. What do you think about the pound yen? Everybody's interested in the pound yen at the moment. Why is everybody interested in the pound yen? Because it's extended on RSI, isn't it? So I looked at this one a minute ago. We haven't got back into this propulsion gap yet. So we had this little accumulation on this drop, which we broke. That's ADR. So if we can get up into ADR today, I think that's a much better trade than taking the one now. We just had a reverse alert on that, look. So this is potentially a valid entry short, back down. Obviously just profit take on that move there. But I would much rather get extended above 75 up here somewhere and then get a proper flush. So structure being that. Yeah, so got high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Yeah, so if it's going to continue that in that vein, that's going to need continued yen strength, which again, there's a possibility we're not going to get a continuation of yen strength because the flood into safe haven on the Credit Suisse issue and all the other stuff we've got going on is potentially all unwinding, which is why we're seeing this happening as it is. So I like it short from there, but probably just for something like that, and then potentially back up testing these highs. But they may run it down. Don't know. But RSI extension is there, so you've got an opportunity to go short. Nothing on the 4-hour, but it's up and down. Look at it. Literally on this, you can see all my trades are actually on the chart. Look. You can see the trades on the chart here, starting from there. Yeah. There's a long on that RSI extension. There's another long there on that RSI extension. We had one there. I don't know why that didn't short there. Did getting short there, but short there on that extension. Long there on that extension. Yeah. We're now getting up there. Doesn't matter which way you go. Look at this. Look how much movement we've got in this pair. It's just so nice. So volatile with its distances. Nasdaq's just testing the lows. So yeah, I'll take it short, but I'd much that this is an okay short. The reversal that you've just had on M5 is an okay short. It's good. You've got one condition met, which is the RSI extended to the upside. It would be much nicer. Much room, we've got $300. It would be much nicer to have 2 conditions met or 3 conditions met, being propulsion gap rejection, high rejection, reversal alert, and RSI extension. So you've got multiple ticks, much stronger trade. And if you got an ADR hit as well, even better. Yeah. Think of it like a lawyer. The more reasons you've got to take a trade, the more bigger you build your case, the more chance you've got of winning. Play Salty Games. Do it. Totally worth it. Definitely worth the price of admission. What did I say I was going to do? I can't remember what I said. US dollar index not moving too. Nah, sideways. Sideways. GJ has the highest ADR. At the moment, yeah. Well, yeah, close. Yeah, no, it is the highest ADR, yeah. A minute. Why does that keep doing that? It's very weird. Tim, if I was stuck in a trade for quite a long time, take my CAD yen 5 long positions as an example, as a target, am I better off looking at M15 propulsion targets or longer time frame? Well, you need to get out when you can get out, basically. So if you're in CAD yen and you're stuck, I mean, I always try and focus on the hourly, basically. So this and this would be my preferred targets. Just look back at what happens. For positions you get stuck in for a while. So let's say, for example, you shorted it. No, you needed to be longing it, didn't you? So let's say, for example, you longed it here. No, hang on. I want to get back here. What do I do? Long or short? I don't know. But look at this propulsion gap. Yeah. And look at this propulsion gap. And look at how long it took to get back there. Yeah, it will get back there at some point. It might do another leg. Unlikely. I don't think it's likely, but it might get another leg in. But it could do that and then do that. Yeah. So I like the hourlies because the hourly movement is a lot more data. So each of these propulsion moves that we see is the banks executing large orders and moving the market, yeah, by just large order execution. So we know these bigger time frames are more reliable than the lower time frames. So the larger time frame propulsion gaps tend to be better until you get up to things like the daily, in which case they are going to take such a long time to get back to. And there may have been a fundamental shift occurring that stops the market ever getting back to them. So the 4 hours I kind of am never sure about. The hourlies I pay a lot of attention to, and anything below that are shorter term targets. So there's no right or wrong, but the thing you've got to bear in mind is your average. Yeah. So where's your average? If you're in CAD yen long in 5 positions and your average is here, for example, you're very, very close to being able to get out in that position. If you haven't done any drawdown control along the way, the worst thing is you've sat through for 2 weeks a trade and realized that there's a way to get out of trades without using a stop loss. Lesson learned. Good job. If you've taken drawdown control along the way, you need to have a look at how much drawdown control you've done. And then when you get back to average, you can make a decision. If you get back to average, and this is something I quite often will look at. So let's say, for example, I am getting back to average now. Here's the I've just taken a position. So, but let's say this is my average and we're here right now. If we're extended on the RSI, what are we expecting to happen? It's going to come down. So what you can do is you can take some off, yeah, and then take a drawdown control off, yeah, and use some of this profit on this move, for example, to get rid of a little bit up here and keep the average roughly where it is. Bank a little bit, but reduce the lot size, reduce the position down, so the pain will be less for you, yeah. So M15 propulsion gap targets are always good to aim for. When they're in play, they're in play. Yeah, so all this up here. But look at it on the hourly, it's clearer. Much, much clearer because they're bigger. Yeah. bounced out of that. Look, bounced out of that, or it'll be accumulated on that one. Bounced out of that. That one there. Look. We're going short. Buyers. No, we're going short. We're going short. We're going short. We're going short. Finally, they listen. They never get back there. It's filled. Yeah. Unfinished business. Market has unfinished business in these sections, and it needs to get back there. So there will be market participants driving price back. But if another bank falls over, this is coming down. So you've got to bear in mind what's going on in the market as well. The reason this is happening is because we're in a banking, or we have had banking crisis. Banks have been falling over. At the moment, they're not. Credit Suisse have been sorted. Everything's getting done. We're pushing back. If it goes wrong again, though, that you've got to be ready for it. So your exit is got to be based on multiple things. Your P&L at the end of the day, you know, if you're sitting right now on CAD yen in 2.4% drawdown, for example, right? So I'm sitting in 1.73 on the pound New Zealand. Yeah, I've got 12.8% banked the month at the moment. I can basically go, I'll sod you, pound New Zealand. I'm going to just lose 1.7%. I'll take a hit on it and take a 10% month. If you're sitting in 2.4 and you've got 4.5% sitting down here, and you really just don't want it anymore, don't necessarily get rid of all of it. Remove some of it. So take maybe that one off and take half of that one off and just reduce the pressure. By doing that, you're going to bring your average closer to price, giving you a quicker escape. Yeah. So you take a bit of drawdown along the way, like this. So got in long, got in long, got in long, got out there. The reason I managed to get out there with a profit of $500 is only because the drawdown control had been done on this position, which meant that that was a $500 move. If that drawdown control hadn't been done on that position there, the average and the $500 win might have been here. In which case I would have gone break even, collapse, back to square one. So this is why doing drawdown control along the way helps. And this is why the EA helps, because the EA does all this automatically for you. You don't have to worry about it. Like I just scaled out in some today. Look. I can't remember which one it was. Pound New Zealand. No, that's a live account. Live trade. Yeah, Pound New Zealand. So just taken a $320 loss. Yeah, second scale out. There. So scaled out there, and I've just scaled out there. So this was a point, I don't know, 0.4 or something, 0.4 maybe. It's now a 0.23. But look at the average. The average is there. The average was somewhere down there. So it's just creeping up. You know, so if you take a little bit off of that, wouldn't take any off of that, but take a little bit off of that, this will jump up higher. So it's just keeping yourself within that average. But the target, I always want to keep, ideally, my average above an obvious target on the hourly. So that is an obvious target that we're going to come down to on the pound New Zealand at some point. Whether it be this week or next week or tomorrow, no idea. But we're coming back down there at some point. So as long as my average is before that area, I know I've got a really good chance of getting out. Ideally, I want my average within an ADR, so I've got a really easy exit. But worst case scenario, if you've got a propulsion gap below your average, you know, look at history. Yeah, if you have got a propulsion gap below an average below a propulsion gap when you're long, high probability. There. If my average was there, fine. Filled. That one's an orphan. Yeah. So if that was your target, let's say you were here and that was your target and it gets too far away from it, use a closer target. There's always a closer target. There's nothing apart from that at the moment there. So if that does that and comes back down below that low, we'll assume we're going to break structure. Where are we going? I think I've blown that account. Oh no, I'm still in it. Still got $260 left. Definitely a short today though. Nothing but negative delta, look. Shouldn't really been buying watching delta. Look, there's no reason to buy it at all today. That buy there was the one I took, and ever since then it's failed, isn't it? I'm going 127.24, I would suspect. Whether we get there today, I don't know. Long way down. Magnus, I found your channel Monday last week. Very good. Cool. What is your RSI length? 14. I trade the H4, but I agree 1 hour is best for understandable data. I trade H4 as well. So whenever I'm entering H1, M5, H4, M15, you're trading the 4 hour chart. Your entry's taken on the 5 or the 15, but you're trading a 4 hour RSI extension pullback. So you're trading that on this time frame. Your entry is on the lower time frame. Yeah. My New Zealand CAD yen average is 97.20. Oh, one. Ah. Where did that line go? Oh, 97.20 I put it at, didn't I? Idiot. Oh, it's about I'll draw another one. 97.20. There you go. See, there's your average. So you're not far away. See? There's your average. So you're going to be in profit by the time we hit that. Oh, it's really coming out of bed. Binance and CZ are being sued by the CFTC over regulatory violations. Oh dear. That's why Bitcoin's coming down, whoever said about Bitcoin earlier. Jump ship. Binance being sued. Close my eyes and short of the Nasdaq, praying to the market gods right now. Well done. I have been through Euro odd. Hi, have you been through? Oh, have you been through Euro odd? Sorry. I'm just looking at stuff basically because I'm just waiting. This is what I spend my life doing, waiting for stuff to happen. So Euro odd, we're up at resistance at the minute. So this morning we've just taken out yesterday's high, batted up straight up into there, taking the liquidity at that high. So the sentiment on this, I think at the moment, is massively short. 87% of the market is short. So this is why this is rallying at the moment. Every time someone hits the short button, they put the liquidity at the high, so the market's taking that liquidity. So at the moment, I'm in a short on this from back here somewhere. Yeah, so from that RSI extension, there's my entry there. So yeah, coming back down there at some point. We're certainly holding this high, aren't we, at the moment? So the limit orders have triggered up at the high there. So like that as a short. Not extended on RSI though at the moment. So there's not really any reason to get in right now. apart from the fact that it's grabbed that liquidity. So you've had a reversal alert and a retest, but it's pushing up again. So I would class this kind of as what's likely to happen here. However, everybody that's entered the short there has their liquidity up there. And at the moment, 87% of the market is shorting. So you want to be going the opposite direction at the minute. Can you download your bootcamp video? I got 10-hour flight on Friday. So something to do on the plane. Perfect. So you want to sleep on the plane, yeah? Yeah, I think you can, can't you? Can you? Apollo Capital Assets. Hey, look, this guy's got a McLaren. He's not selling a course, is he? I've got this download button, yeah, here. I don't know how I've got it. Is it because I created the material, or have you got it? I don't know. Oh my God, this is awful. Am I dropping frames? No. Don't know. Yeah, I can't use YouTube at the moment, so I can't really tell. I don't know is the honest answer to that one. But I'm sure you can. If you Google how to download YouTube videos, I'm pretty sure you'll find a plugin for Chrome. If you want to steal anything from anywhere on the web, there's a plugin for Chrome. Considering Chrome and Google is all the same thing, and YouTube, you'd think they would police their own system, but I'm pretty sure there's a way to do it. I don't know. You'd have to Google it if you can't just download it straight from there. I'm not sure. I've never actually tried. But yeah, I don't know. Thanks for telling us about your trade. Do you trade on crude oil? I do at the moment. At the moment, I've got a long on crude. Sorry. I'm about to pop this account. So what I'm going to do is pop it properly. I'll just take a reset on this. So I'll either pop it properly or I'll go spinning and come back and have about $1,000 in profit. Yes, I've got crude to trade on at the moment, which was taken on Friday from here. There. So I got in long there, got a reversal alert there. And I'm basically playing it up into ADR, which is this blue section up here. So one of two things is going to happen. We are either going to continue down, in which case I'm looking for a 24.72 bounce to the downside, which is going to act at a level of previous support resistance, which is there. So be looking for shorts there. But what I think is going to happen is this is the peak formation low at $65 a barrel. And then we're just going to basically put in market structure, push back up. But I don't know. If I knew that, I wouldn't need John Wick's crystal ball, and I would be a millionaire. I don't know which way it's going, but I'm long at the minute. But TP basically is ADR. It's actually just it's this basic's there. I'm that close. Open. Wow. $72 a barrel, basically. So $72 a barrel, basically, is my TP, round number. Just like nothing. 7 pips away. John, basic question. If you get MT4 with a broker and purchase an EA for it, if you then change brokers and download a new version of MT4, can you still access the EA or do you have to repurchase it? No, you basically, anything you buy from the marketplace on MQL5, you buy via your MQL5 account and you log into your MQL5 account up here. Yeah. So you log in there to your MQL5 account. And every purchase is stored in your MQL5 account. So you're buying from the marketplace on MQL5. So when you log into your MQL5 account on any platform, anywhere in the world in MT4, you can download your purchases. But every PC you download onto is 1 license. So with my stuff, for example, you get 10 licenses, 10 PCs. Some people have more, some people have less. But yeah, you can use as many brokers or as many MT4s as you like. So we've got multiple propulsion gap targets to the upside on the NASDAQ now. That is one. When this thing decides to mean revert. Literally catching a falling knife today, aren't we? Euro odd, do you have a stop loss? Nope, don't use a stop loss, Lars. Can you load your bootcamp video downloads onto Telegram? No. They're on YouTube. They're monetized on YouTube. No, I'm not giving them away for free. They're earning me money. I get to go out for dinner twice a month because of YouTube earnings. Yeah, I spent a long time putting them together. Buy me dinner. Right, 7:05. 5:07. It's 5:05. I've got to go. I've got spin class to get to. How are you not a millionaire yet? No, just not. There's not many people out there that trade that are. Telegram then downloads it locally for everyone. Yeah, but I don't earn any money then, do I? I like taking my wife out for dinner. Give me that. Right, I'm going to get to disappear. I'll be back tomorrow at the same time, 2:20. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 7:50 for the London session for Frankfurt. I'll be in the Telegram group if you need anything else. I'm going to hold this long. It's either going to blow the account or it's not. Oh, $39. I think it's going to blow the account, don't you? So yeah, either that's going to just about. Oh, I might buy it. Let's buy it before I go. Ready? $19, 18, 15. See that? It popped off the bottom. Those orders coming there. Oh, maybe they know where my order is. They're not going to let me pop it. So yeah, I'll reset that. I'll wait until we've got it working in Jigsaw, basically. All right. So if you need anything, I'll be back tomorrow. Same time, 7:50 and 2:20. And I'll be in the Telegram group. Otherwise, have a good afternoon and I'll see you tomorrow.